Hi guys, sorry for the disruption. This is Jaya for the session of digitalization. Today we are going to speak about the impact of digitalization on the growth of the business model. We'll start with the scenario, which is there are two friends who are working in a tours and travel business. One's name is Bob and second's name is David. So Bob is earning is less in his business and David is earning more. So the reason behind between these two friends, it is the Bob is doing in a traditional way and David is doing in a digitalized way. So Bob is doing all in the manner in a physical, taking the documents, doing the bookings manually, more and more manpower is used and very slow processing. Whereas David is having a less time consumption and he's doing all the proper documentation or the booking parts online in a digital way. So the customers are really very happy with the service and they are giving more and more business to him. That is why his business is more profitable than Bob. So Bob is struggling to get his business running smooth as span, but he is. Uh, it is impossible for Bob to do it because he is doing in a traditional way. But whereas the David is using a digitalization method, he is not getting any problem and he is getting more and more profit in the business. So now we are going to understand what is the difference between these two methods. That is, in traditional method, we come to know that it is a very time consumption, lot of manpower is used, very slow processing, and the risk is of error is very high in a traditional method. But if we see in a digitalization method, there is a less time consumption, less manpower is used, and then there is a fast processing and a very less risk of the errors. And that is the reason the customers are wanted more and more uh, service to be done instantly instead of going in a traditional way because they have to wait, they have to get their things done in a time like 15 to 20 days. But in a digitalization method, the person doesn't have to wait and his services are doing instantly. Even if I take my own example, I'm a more online freak. The reason behind I do everything in an online, whether the purchasing part or if I want something to get a knowledge about something, I do everything in an online platform to get through it. But if I take a traditional way, I don't think so it would be more profitable for me or it would be more helpful because I have to go round and round each and every place from one place to another to get the things done. But I think the digitalization method is more good for an online business platform because in that online business platform, you can promote your product, your brand, your company, everything on a social media pages or wherever in a Google, the pop up, the advertisement, these things which are coming on an online platform. These are the advantages where you have those points to grow your business. So this is how the digitalization method has a very good impact on an online business platform. So now we'll understand what is digitalization. So digitalization comprises of four factors that comprises of technology, data, process, and a change in the organizational part. If we go for a technology, so technology is a very solid point when we are talking about digitalization method. So when we are using the apps or when we are using the websites or when we are using anything, any app in an online platform, so if the technology is good and the interface is good, the consumer will come back for the repeat purchases or anything. So that is what the technology built up because the consumer nowadays want a good interface, a friendly interface so that they can go through it and try to make things for themselves convenient because everybody wants an easy and convenient way for the purchasing or looking up for any data or something. Second part comes when we talk about process. It's an automation process, which also a point or an important part of digitalization, where if the process is automated or it makes it more convenient for the users to do the work on it. Secondly, and the third part would be the data. Now, if you are doing the analysis of the data for your brand or a company, if you're doing it online, it becomes really more easy to go for it because you can compile it, you can keep it online, and it is secured. More about it is secured, it is not lost anywhere. But in a traditional method, you don't get these points or you don't get these advantages of it because it becomes really very difficult in a traditional way to keep all the documents in place. But in a digitalization thing, it makes more easy. Even you can scan number of copies and keep it online, or if you wanted to scan a photograph even, or a tickets, or anything, any part of a document, you can keep it safe and secured on an online platform, which is really very easy or a convenient or an important tool for the business as well as in the domestic needs also. So now we'll come what is the real importance of digitalization. If we talk about the importance of digitalization, so we'll come around that the importance first is the consumers, what we see, the risk of error should be less. Even if you're booking an online if you go for the traditional method, if you simply go for booking a ticket for even a movie theater or anything, and if that goes anything wrong, so you have to go back to the that counter and change the ticket or a timing or whatever you want is a gone error. But if you do it on a digitalized method, you can just be very careful, and it is very easy. If there's something goes wrong, you can rectify it in an online platform, which becomes really easy for both of them if we talk about the business as well as the domestic. So that is what it increases the efficiency when we are using a digitalization method. It won't let you to do errors in a digitalization when we are talking about the people who are doing business on an online platform. Second is the risk of losing the data. That is also the most important part for every company or brand because every person who's running a business on an online platform wants to keep all the data very safe because we don't know when we require that record or a data for us. So we can put it as a secure and online platform. And the most important thing, if it got lost or it got anything, we can retrieve it online and we can keep it safe. But if something goes wrong in a traditional method while running the business, we can't keep that, we can't get it because we have to draft it again. So that is what the difference, the main difference where the error part is more in traditional method and in digitalization method is just very, very less. Third point, what I comprise of digitalization is the retention of the customers. So how would you retain those customers is the most important thing when you are doing it online platform because in a traditional method you can't keep every customers happy. So if I'm purchasing any product and that product has gone something a damage or something, if I get a prompt resolution from that particular website or something, so I'll be really happy with the service. From my point of view, I'll be very happy because if I get a replacement or I get a refund for that particular product, so that would be the main part for me, and I'll be really happy, and I would recommend that website to other people also. So this is how where it increases the growth for the business. Plus, it got the profits also because we'll come back for the repeat purchases for the products in that particular website. So these things are really important when we are doing in a digitalization way. And the retain of customers is the foremost because if there are no consumers, you can't grow your business to that particular level. Then we talk about as we uh, as we have discussed about the major points, the efficiency, it increases efficiency, then the retain of customers, and then it is if the any product is lost or it has been destroyed or something, we can retrieve it uh, through online platforms. So these are three important things when we are running the business on an online platform, and these are the main ingredients if you talk about. So if these three are there, your business is really smooth and it will grow day by day. So now we'll come about the examples. So what you suggest, what should be an examples? According to me, I would be preferring, because I work in an online platform much more, because I used to deal with the banks earlier. I used to deal with the banks in a traditional way, that where I'm going, and whether it's a simple account opening or booking an FD or something. So I used to go to the bank and filling up the forms and giving them, and it take like 15 to 20 days to get in processing work. But when I did it in an online platform, when I got the net banking for my accounts, I don't have to go anywhere. I just simply sit at my home and I just fill up the digital form, and I do my digital signature and get a faster processing. Like 2 to 3 days, I get that processing work done, and I get my product or whatever, I get my service done. So this is nowadays the most efficient thing to do, because every nobody wants to waste their time going one place to another. So we can do it in an online platform at one place, and opening to a different website and get through it. Secondly, we can do the campaigning part. Earlier, we used to print the flyers and distribute it around the area or around the places. But nowadays, we can do an email campaigning. We can send to 100, 200 people those things which gets instantly to the people, and it grabs the attention of the customer, as well as we can promote it in a social media pages, because nowadays social media pages are really important for the branding or whatever the promotion you want. So it grabs the attention of the customer to get through it. So this is how the digitalization plays step by step in building the online business tool, as well as it helps to increase its profit day by day. So that is why, according to me, digitalization is really important part when you are running a business online platform. So this is what I understood when I talk about digitalization. So now what I have covered up till now, the important scenario and the examples of digitalization. So now we'll talk about what are the advantages. So I think if I talk about in a simple manner, the advantages, it is a time saving, which everybody will agree to it. I think everybody, even I'll also agree, because if I'm doing everything in an online platform, I will not require it for going in a traditional way. I'll do it on a online platform, and it will save my time for it. Second is the cost saving, because if you're doing it on online platform, so the cost part would be less, because I will not travel. I'll see the product and I would get a different deals. I would get to know about the knowledge feedback on sitting on a Google or searching on the net. So that would be become a cost saving. Accuracy will be there, because accuracy is the main part or the main ingredient for digitalization. Easy distribution, which I told you, whenever I want to share information about anything, even if you want to share about your brand or your company, it can be done by the email. So that is a one point. In a traditional way, you can't do it, because you have to go one by one and share the information. But in an online platform, you can do it to 5 to 10 people, or more than that, even you can grab even 100 to 200 people. Then the documents are really secured. Why it is secure? Because if there is any disaster, or is there any part of thing that you can try to retrieve those documents, you can rectify it. If there is any error in the drafts or something, you can rectify it online. But this is you can't do in a traditional way, because you have to do it the whole drafting again. And so that is what it is called as another important point. And lastly is the increase in profits. What I talk about, the retention of customer, that relates to this. If you retain those customer with your service, with your listening to the customer queries, trying to solve it instantly, and trying to understand what the customer needs from you, that is the main important part, where you can retain them, and that customer can come back for the repeat purchases, and can do the recommendation for your website. So this is like 5 to 6 points it's about saying, but if we deal it in a business platform, these things are really, really important because even if I be in that particular place, I would see these things, these pointers, which are really very important to grow our business and to make it smooth for them, because we always think about the consumers for the same, because we want the consumer should be very convenient with our app or with our website, because nowadays everyone wants to be, whether it is a purchase or whether anything, if you're looking for an even house, you're looking at online, you don't have to go and visit the place. So you can get the knowledge, you can get the data, you can even read the books, each and everything, even you can read the newspaper online. So this is what this era of digitalization is making the things really smooth and easy for everybody. And digitalization is a very important tool to make the business grow. So now I'll be concluding with a case study. So I'm representing the UX Living Lab. So where the company deals with the market research consultant, and we used to uh, get the insight of the consumers about your branding, to get about what is awareness for your brand, or what is the insight of your product or your company. We make the reports, we tend to give you about, we try to understand where it is lacking, we try to innovate the strategies, we tried to give a new ideas for your brand to over should be promoted very well. So, but these things come into one simple factor, which is a QR code. Nowadays, you think QR code is really cool. According to me, it's really cool because you just have to scan it and get whatever the path you want to go, whether you want to go for a payment, whether you go for a um, do a check-in or any banking solutions. So I would suggest the QR code is really very easy. So my company also deals with a simple QR code. You register yourself and you get a simple QR code, and you don't have to stand in a queue, because nowadays nobody person wants to stand in a queue and get through it. He has to wait for his service to be done. But in that perspective, if I see, we should uh, we should not want to stand in a queue. We just scan it and get our service to be done. So according to our company, our team, we always ready to help. As soon as you registered with us, whatever you want to know about a company or a product or a pricing, we can give that part to you. So that is the real important thing for us. So I'm dealing with a QR code, and there is a the case study which I am dealing today. It is about a scanning a QR code for joining the Wi-Fi network. So earlier, I would suggest just one thing I want to show you. By this scanning this image, when you scan this image, earlier it was like you have to give the URL, you have to type in the password, and then you join the network, whether you are in a cafe, whether you are in an airport, whether you anywhere. If you want to join the network, you have that pain to type it. But when you are doing this, when you scan this QR code, this naturally comes to this page. That means it is automatically connected to your network, and you can do your browsing on an online platform. So it's a really very easy, because I don't feel that I have to type the password manually, because nobody wants, and for the most, password is a very secret thing, so we should not share it. So everybody who is scanning it has a different code, and they can connect to the network. So pretty much cool and trendy nowadays, because by scanning this simple QR code, you can go through any way, and even you can connect the Wi-Fi. So the case study deals with the simple QR code and joining the Wi-Fi network with simple scanning, and not even uh, not even writing the URL or a password manually. So I would think that is the most convenient way to do it. And I think you should also try it at your end. I'll be giving you this image. You can try it, and it is really very easy because I think it's the most convenient way to do it. So the point is that, which I'm talking about the case study, is the QR code is the most important part in today's world, whether you are doing online business or whether you are doing an online platform. So the takeaway would be like the QR code can be used uh, for scanning the Wi-Fi network and connecting automatically. So this is what the main takeaway, that QR code can be used in a Wi-Fi network to join it automatically. So I'll be sharing you the link with the image. You can just scan it and get through it. Just see the magic of the QR code for the Wi-Fi network. And secondly, I would be giving you the calendar link where you can just, if you want to get an appointment with us, want to get in touch with us, to know about our company, to know about the products, to know about the pricing, I would be ready to help you. You don't have to wait for the same. You just ping me on the comment section and you will get the answer. Thirdly, you can visit to the uxlivinglab.com where you can understand the website, what we do. So we are primarily a market research consultant. We can help you regarding your product, your insights, your feedbacks, everything we can work out. We can give you the strategy, we can give you the ideas so that you can innovate your brand. Lastly, I would give you this QR code. If you don't want to register on the website, you can get it through the app and just register. Yeah, there are two simple steps where you have to just punch your name and your email ID, and your QR code is created. It's really very simple to do it because everybody is using this QR code, and QR code is being used in education as well as in restaurants, hotels, and even now it is in used in Wi-Fi part because when you do it, it becomes pretty much easy and it really less consuming. Your time is saved and you can do it very easily, very convenient, and you can browse it right away. So this is how it works, the QR code, and it becomes really very easy to get through it. And this is simply because QR code is becoming a trend. So it can be used if you are talking about a business, if you're talking about education, if you're talking about uh, hotel industry, if you're talking about restaurant industry. So these things are working on a QR code, and it is becoming more and more making the growth for the business, because now everybody wants that. Okay, if you're going in a hotel, uh, I'm giving you an example. I'm the one person who uh, take a vacation and I go to some place, and if I want a Wi-Fi in my room, so I would be preferring that, okay, I can you give me a QR code? I just scan it and I'll go to right away, instead of I'm typing that message or I'm getting that message online. So it would be more convenient if I see. For me, it's a really convenient because if I scan it, I get it into the right path, the right link, and my phone or laptop is connected. So why I have to waste so much of time in typing it? So this thing has been curtailed from where the digitalization part has come, and it is really becoming easy day by day. So if I would suggest, if you bring this QR code in your business module, it makes your work very well. And even the customers would be very happy because they don't have to stand in a queue to do it. Means even if he has to pay for some product or something, he just simply scan it and he can go, because nowadays nobody carries a hard cash. So this is the convenient interface for the consumers, that they can go for a Paytm wallet, phone pay, many wallets are there, Amazon Pay is there. So every people want that convenient pay. And that is the reason, if you intend to increase that QR code, or you want to add this in your business tool or whatever the product, so that would be a very convenient to pay off, and it will go for a repeat purchases and the customers would be happy. So this is what we also do. We try to serve the customers very well, whatever their queries are. If they want to update a feedback, it's just simple from a QR code, and that is what matters for the consumer. That it is very less time, and it is not a very high cost. So it is a very less cost saving and a very less time consumption, which is really, really important to our business life. So I would recommend that you should go to our site once, try to get the knowledge, or try to get the trailer. If I want to say, to get a trailer or get a glimpse of that particular, that what we do, and we will be very ready to help you in your business, in your brand, to get it really innovative, try to give you some ideas, try to give you some strategies, so that you can grow your business, can make your business smooth. So that is what we do, and by simple one QR code. So that is what our case study was, related with a QR code, by joining the Wi-Fi network, which was very, very simple, just scanning that image and you got that part where you automatically join the Wi-Fi network. So I would be giving you these details on our Facebook comment section. And if you want anything, any information, just ping me on the comment section. I will let you know each and every information about it. So if you think the session was really good, just like that session, or if you have any comment, or if you want to improve something, or if you want some other detailing to be done in the session, please let me know on this particular comment section. Thank you so much for joining.